Nobody believed in me until I did this. There was a time when nobody believed in me. Not my friends. Not my relatives. Not even some of the people closest to me. Every dream I talked about was met with doubt. Every goal I set was treated like a joke. Every time I shared an idea, someone would tell me why it wouldn't work. At first, I thought they were right. Maybe I wasn't talented enough. Maybe I wasn't smart enough. Maybe success was reserved for other people, the lucky ones, the gifted ones, the people who seemed to have everything figured out. I spent years waiting for someone to believe in me. I waited for encouragement. I waited for support. I waited for proof that I was capable, but nothing changed. Then one day, I realized something that completely transformed my life. Nobody needed to believe in me before I believed in myself. That single realization changed everything. The dangerous habit of seeking approval. Many people spend their entire lives searching for approval. They want their family to support them. They want their friends to encourage them. They want strangers to recognize their potential. There's nothing wrong with wanting support. We all want it. The problem starts when we make other people's belief a requirement for our success. Think about it. How many dreams have been abandoned because someone laughed at them? How many businesses were never started because friends said they would fail? How many talented people gave up because they didn't receive immediate validation? The truth is simple. People can only judge what they see. Today, they cannot see the future version of you. They cannot see your potential. They cannot see the person you are becoming. That's why waiting for approval is one of the biggest mistakes anyone can make. The moment everything changed one evening, after another day of feeling discouraged, I asked myself a difficult question. What if nobody ever believes in me? The answer scared me, but then another question appeared. What if I don't need them to? That question changed my mindset forever. I stopped focusing on what others thought instead. I focused on what I could, controlled up my effort, my discipline, my consistency, my attitude, my growth. For the first time in my life, I decided that my future would not be determined by other people's opinions. It would be determined by my actions. I stopped talking and started working. Many people announce their dreams before they build them. I used to do the same thing. I would tell everyone about my plans. I would explain my goals. I would share my vision, and then I would get disappointed when people didn't support me. Eventually, I learned a powerful lesson. Results speak louder than explanations. Instead of telling people what I was going to do, I started doing it. I spent more time working and less time explaining, more time learning and less time arguing, more time improving and less time seeking validation. Slowly, things began to change, not because people suddenly believed in me, but because I finally believed in myself enough to keep going. Consistency became my superpower. Success is rarely about talent alone. Most successful people aren't successful because they are perfect. They're successful because they keep showing up day after day, week after week, month after month. When nobody was watching, I kept working. When nobody was cheering, I kept learning. When nobody cared, I kept improving. There were days when progress felt invisible. Days when I wanted to quit. Days when I wondered if all the effort was worth it, but I kept going. Because consistency creates results that motivation never Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. And discipline changed my life. Learned to ignore negative voices, one of the hardest lessons I learned was this: not everyone wants to see you succeed. Some people aren't intentionally negative. They're simply afraid. Your ambition reminds them of the dreams they abandoned. Your courage highlights their fears. Your growth makes them uncomfortable, so they discourage you. They tell you to be realistic. They tell you to lower your expectations. They tell you to play it safe. But here's the truth. Every great achievement once looked unrealistic. Every successful person was once doubted. Every breakthrough was once considered impossible. If you listen to every negative voice around you, you'll never hear your own. That's why I stopped giving critics so much power. I listened to feedback, but I stopped letting doubt control my decisions. Failure became my teacher for a long time. I was afraid of failure. I thought failure meant I wasn't good enough. I thought mistakes were proof that I should quit. But experience taught me something different. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of success. Every mistake taught me something valuable. Every setback made me stronger. Every disappointment gave me a lesson. The people who succeed aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who keep moving forward despite failure. Once I accepted that failure was a teacher, I stopped fearing it, and when fear disappeared, growth accelerated. Small wins changed everything. Many people underestimate the power of small victories. They focus only on massive achievements. They want overnight success. They want instant results. But success is usually built through tiny improvements. One good habit, one productive day, one new skill. One extra hour of effort. At first, the changes were almost invisible. Then they became noticeable. Then they became impossible to ignore. Every small win created confidence, and confidence created momentum. Momentum created bigger results. Eventually, the same people who doubted me started noticing the progress, not because I convinced them, because the results were visible. Confidence comes from action. One of the biggest myths in the world is that confidence comes first. People think successful individuals were born confident. That's rarely true. Confidence is created through action. You become confident by doing difficult things. You become confident by overcoming challenges. You become confident by keeping promises to yourself. Every time I followed through on a commitment, my confidence grew. Every time I worked when I didn't feel like it, my confidence grew. Every time I faced fear instead of avoiding it, my confidence grew. Eventually, I stopped needing constant reassurance. I trusted myself. And self-trust is one of the most powerful things a person can develop. The results finally arrive after months and years of consistent effort. Something interesting happened. People started believing in me. The same people who once doubted me began supporting me. The same people who questioned my goals started asking for advice. The same people who ignored my vision suddenly saw potential. But by then, something had changed. Their belief no longer mattered as much, because I had already learned the most important lesson. External validation is temporary. Self-belief is permanent. I no longer needed permission to pursue my goals. I no longer needed approval to take action. I no longer needed everyone to understand my journey. I simply kept moving forward. What you should do right now, if nobody believes in you today, remember this: that does not determine your future. Other people's opinions are not predictions. Their doubt is not destiny. Their skepticism is not reality. Your future depends far more on your actions than on their expectations. Start where you are. Use what you have. Learn what you need. Take one step today, then another tomorrow. Keep improving. Keep growing. Keep showing up. You don't need everyone to support you. You don't need everyone to understand you. You don't need everyone to agree with you. You only need enough courage to keep going. The final lesson, looking back. I understand why nobody believed in me. There was no evidence, yet there were no results. There was no proof. People judge based on what they can see, but success is often invisible before it becomes obvious. The work happens in silence. The growth happens behind the scenes. The transformation happens long before the world notices. That's why the most important belief is not the belief others have in you. It's the belief you have in yourself, because once you truly believe in yourself, everything changes. You work harder, you persist longer, you recover faster, you think bigger, you become stronger, and eventually, the world starts seeing what you saw all along. So, if nobody believes in you today, don't be discouraged. Keep working, keep learning, keep improving, keep moving forward. One day, the people who doubted you will wonder how you did it. And the answer will be simple. Nobody believed in me until I did.